2024. I am shook that it's 2024. Time is going by so fast, it's ridiculous. I literally feel like I just filmed the 2023 reset video, so yeah, that's wild. But anyways, if you're new here, hello. This is my third year doing my New Year resets. Usually I condense reflections, vision boards, goal setting, and all that into one video, but I thought for this year I would break it up into different sections. So for today, we're going to be reflecting, we're going to be looking at last year's vision board and just talking about 2023 as a whole. And then for part 2, we're going to be talking about goals. We're going to be making a mood board. I'm thinking about doing a part 3 about revamping my Notion page, but I haven't really made my decision yet. Let me know if you would be interested in that, but so far that's the plan. But yeah, I just thought it would be fun to start with the lessons I learned in 2023. Not gonna lie, I completely forgot that I had a lessons section in my New Year resets. It wasn't until last night when I rewatched my 2023 reset that I was like, oh, that's a thing. So I did a lot of reflecting last night to see some things I learned. It's actually really funny because also in that video I was talking about how 2020 and 2021 I had lessons on lessons. It was difficult. It was not a good year for me at all, and so I had a lot of lessons that I had in the 2022 New Year's video, and I did not want to learn any more lessons. Like, I felt like I learned enough. I was good. 2022 though was a pretty good year for me. I only had a couple lessons that I learned, and they weren't even, I think, really bad ones or things that I really had to struggle with, and I was hoping that 2023 would also be similar. So I'm happy to report that I didn't have lessons beating me down this year. So the first one is I feel like I really understood the value of a dollar. I feel like everyone says that, and I knew like money doesn't grow on trees and all that stuff growing up, but I got my first like big girl job this year, and so I actually knew the value of a dollar. Like, if I bought something, I knew, okay, I worked this many hours, this many days or whatever to purchase that. So I was more aware of my spending. Doesn't mean that it necessarily changed the outcome necessarily, because sometimes I'd be spending money when I don't need to, but I knew like, hey, that's expensive, and like I worked this many hours in order to buy that. So I felt like I definitely was more conscious of that. Also, another one that I learned is, I guess people don't change unless they want to. And hear me out, because I always knew this, but I guess I had more experience this year that showcased this in different examples. So for example, in different relationships, no matter what kind of relationship, if there's something that you don't like that occurs in that relationship or that somebody else says or does, I feel like sometimes it's easy to get tricked and think that like, oh, maybe because it hasn't happened in a while, then that means that person changed. But I feel like in a lot of situations, it's maybe because a lot of time passed and that thing that you don't like didn't happen, or maybe you weren't in that same environment that would trigger a certain reaction or habit or whatever that a person would do. And so I feel like it can get easily confused with, oh, they changed, when it's like, no girl, it's just been a minute, or you haven't been in that environment that would trigger that response, or just a plethora of things. And so it can make us think that like, oh no, like they're actually different, and it's just no, the circumstances around that are just not allowing that response to happen. And honestly, I feel like the same thing can happen with ourselves. Like, I'm not trying to just talk about other people, I'm also looking at myself and being like, oh, maybe I changed, or maybe something's different. And it's like, girl, no, you just removed yourself from a certain environment that made you react that way. But once I go back, I'll probably do the same thing. I don't know how well I am at explaining this, but I feel like you would get the point in what I'm talking about. I just feel like this year I really learned that just because something hasn't happened in a while means that a person changed, whether it's you or someone else. And in order to actually make a change, it's like, even while in the same environment, in the same triggers, a difference has occurred. And I think that it helps also acknowledging that like, no, that person didn't change. It can like save you from being hurt and thinking, oh, it's different now. It's like, no girl, it's not, just wait. Anyways, those are the 2 big lessons that I learned this year. Thankfully it wasn't anything crippling or anything like that. I feel like overall 2023 has been a great year, and I'm really excited to go over this mood board so we can talk a little bit more about it. Something that I really love about mood boards is how in a lot of ways you can see how the things that you wanted look like your life now. So whenever I find examples or have pictures to showcase what I wanted and what I got, I'm gonna try to insert it in this video because I feel like it's really exciting to see. So we're just gonna go ahead and start with the first one. I have a picture of books and some crafts, like embroidery and art and stuff like that. And so I remember I said that I really wanted to prioritize my hobbies and try my best to make time for them. And it's crazy because one, now I have a booktube. Like, I love reading so much that I incorporated it into my channel, and now it's like the biggest part of my channel. It's just like wild because just having that goal and leaning into my hobbies changed the trajectory of my channel, and now I guess I'm a booktuber, which is really fun. So I feel like I killed this goal, honestly. And even just like with the video that I made about like reconnecting with my inner child and like having a vlog all about hobbies, like I'm so glad that I prioritized that this year, and I want to continue doing that because dude, like it just hits different when you are not always consuming things and you actually make things and do things for yourself. I read so many books this year. I don't really go into specifics with my goals, like especially number amounts, but I had in my own personal goals that I wanted to read 15 books this year. And how many books did I read this year? Shoot. At this moment, I read 34 books, but I'm filming this December 20th, and I'm currently reading a book right now that I think I'm gonna be done. So let's just say 35 books. I read 35 books this year, guys, which is crazy when I said I wanted to read 15. So more than double that goal, and that's so exciting. Then a little higher up, I had pictures of fruits and vegetables, and I had a yoga mat and some workout gear, and all that just symbolized eating healthier, working out, all around wellness. So starting with food, I feel like I did better with that because I was cooking a lot more. Not all of them were like healthy, but I felt like I was more intentional than I was last year. I don't think that I blew that goal out of the water just because I feel like whenever I am like, I want this unhealthy thing, I deserve it, I'll just eat it. And sometimes I'd be telling myself that a little bit too much. And so it's not good, and I feel like I could definitely do better, and I want to limit those indulging moments for sure and eat more vegetables. I did eat vegetables, but I don't know. I can definitely do better. And girl, with working out, I'm just gonna insert the clip that I said last year about this. I really hope that like next year when I'm looking back at this video, I can tell myself I did it. Wouldn't that be embarrassing? Note to self, let me put this clip in for next year's video and see if you did it. Mina, I hope you did it. I would be really proud of you if you did it. But if you didn't, 2024? So what happened was, listen, it's just hard. Okay, honestly, it is just hard, and I'm so sorry to past me. Like, it's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. Okay, you caught me. Maybe I'm being a little dramatic. I wasn't completely terrible with this. Like, I love walks. I go on walks multiple times a week, but I just don't feel like that's enough. I feel like I need to do a lot more than just walk. So I'm not gonna knock myself for that, but like, I knew when I wrote this goal, I didn't say just walk. Like, I wanted to actually get that exercise. So I kind of sucked at this. Not gonna lie, this is my worst goal. Also, I guess since we're talking about lessons, one other thing I forgot to mention is that I learned this year how bad I am with sometimes putting what I need to do over what I want to do. Like, a lot of these goals I have down, I did really well because it was fun for me and I really enjoyed it. So it didn't take a lot of effort to do it. And although I think that's a great accomplishment that I was able to do certain things, it's not gonna do me well in the long run. Eating well and exercising is gonna do me well in the long run. I even talked about this in last year's video when I said, it's the habits that you do in your teens, your 20s, your 30s, that's what's gonna give you heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, like all these things that I'm doing now is what's building up to have these chronic conditions later, and that's what I want to avoid. So PSA for all y'all, do better. Like, let's not say like we're young, we can indulge and do all this stuff and make it a pattern because yo, it's not gonna do your arteries well in the future. I just have to say it because I care about you. So if nobody told you that today, this year, your lifetime, cut the crap. Eat a banana, eat an apple, eat a vegetable. When's the last time you had your leafy greens? Like, let's make sure we have balanced diets. Let's make sure she's colorful, you know, making sure we're regular. That is a huge lesson. For the next year's goal, guys, we have to focus on what we need to do. Not what we want to do, what we need to do, period. But since we're doing this embarrassingness thing, girl, Amina, if you're filming your 2025 reset, because I know you're gonna make a goal about health and wellness and all that stuff. If I swear to God, if you didn't make a difference, I'm gonna beat you up. Like, what? Okay, but seriously, we cannot do that. I have an excuse. I have an excuse. What's your excuse? Because we did not just learn all these things, reflect on 2023 for 2025, Amina, to suck this bad. Like, you literally suck. If I swear, I gotta insert this here because I have to embarrass myself if I'm on the same crap. I just have to. But I will give myself credit where it's due. I did feel like I'm better than I was last year, but it's just not the improvement that I want to make. And I was talking to different people about this, and I feel like in order for me to actually do this, I feel like I need to spend money because I like to get my money's worth now that I know the value of a dollar. And if I actually spend money, like a gym membership, exercise classes, something like that, then I feel like I should do it. So something for me to think about for this upcoming year. Okay, then I have a picture of camera. And last year I said I wanted to be more consistent with YouTube and have a better posting schedule and a schedule just in general for balancing my life and YouTube. And I also said I wanted to get a camera. So first of all, crazy that I'm actually filming this on my new camera. So I'm super excited about that. And also in terms of posting, I feel like I've been super consistent with YouTube. Like, that's one thing that I feel like I do not need to work on whatsoever. The first year on my channel, I was very inconsistent and I would sometimes post 2 videos a month, go a month without posting. It was just very weird. And also I didn't know the direction of my channel, so I wanted to figure that out this year, be able to post consistently. And thankfully I know that I did that, especially for December. I'm just gonna pat myself on the back looking at my calendar. At the time of posting this, I still have yet to post my favorite books of 2022 and my 2 years on YouTube video, but assuming that I got that done, I posted 6 videos this month and 2 live streams. I did 2 live streams, y'all, which is kind of crazy. Like, I came on here, I showed up 8 times, which is not typical. Usually it's like 4 to 5 videos a month. And so to post 6 videos and 2 live streams, y'all, I was on something. But yeah, I feel like I did really well at that and I don't have to worry about being consistent anymore. And like, all those videos for this month have been pre-filmed like crazy to make sure that I am posting consistently because I'm going to be out of town for the holidays and I don't want to have to worry about any of that. So yeah, thankfully, check that off. I don't have to make any more goals regarding YouTube consistencies. So yeah, I'm proud of myself. The next goal, I had this quote and it said, when you create a plan for your money, you're giving your money a purpose. I just wanted to gain financial literacy. I wanted to do better with my money, and like, I had very specific goals on my personal list that I honestly knocked down every single one. Well, one, I have a job, so I am more invested in my own money now and learning about how to use it and spend it and all that as best as I can. And so I feel like I watched a lot of videos about this, specifically about credit cards and how literally credit cards are so fun to me. Like, I had this perception, right, that like, oh, if you have a lot of credit cards, then you're not good with your money, or if you have a lot of credit cards, then you're in crazy debt. And I didn't know you actually had like really tangible benefits with credit cards, and I learned all about that this year and started to take that more seriously. And also I learned a little bit about like investing and just money as a whole, and I'm so excited to like continue doing that. And a little part of me kind of wants to like talk a little bit about it in my channel, but I don't know. I don't feel like an expert or anything right now, so maybe in the future it could be maybe a girl chat or something like that. But I killed this goal. I'm really happy that I know more about money because money is super important, guys. Like, it is not a coincidence that the poor get poorer and the rich get richer. Like, keep that in mind. So if you are watching this video, then you have all the access to watch videos about money and learning more about it, and I really encourage you to do so. Not saying that it's easy and that you're gonna get rich or something, but it's just good to know the things that you don't know, because when I initially put this goal, I just didn't exactly know what I didn't know, and now I do know what I don't know. And that's fun because now I can like learn more about it and get better with my money. And then lastly, I had this picture of a beach, and that was pretty much to symbolize a little vacation, a little trip that I was gonna go on, and I made a whole vlog about that, and I had so much fun and I want to go back. And also symbolized family and stuff like that. I was gonna go on this vacation with my family, so there was that connection. But then also at the time, we recently found out my sister was pregnant, and so I was like, shoot, I'm gonna be an auntie. And that was just kind of like the thing that I was like super excited about at the moment. And so I wanted to make goals to reflect that and make sure I'm being a good aunt or whatever, even though like at the time I'm filming this, she's 5 months old, so she can't tell me if I'm a good aunt or not. seeing someone grow up, that's like emotional, I'm not gonna lie. Like, she's gonna be like over a year old. Crazy. Anyways, I'm excited to see what she's like. But yeah, I feel like I definitely prioritize that. I see her all the time. I'm about to actually go see her right now after I film this, and I did take those trips and I had a lot of fun doing it. I feel like I see my family often, and yeah, I kind of killed this goal. So looking at all these goals, I honestly feel like I did a really good job. In all these areas, I did make an improvement. Even the exercise and health and wellness and all that stuff, like, I can't say I checked it off and I completed all of those specific goals, but I'm better off than I was in 2022. So yeah, I'm very proud of myself overall, and I really love making these videos because I'm a very reflection-y person and I love to reflect on years that go by, and I've always been like a journaler. So this is like my visual diary, and I can keep track of where I'm at in life and all of that jazz. So yeah, this has been super fun. I hope you guys are also reflecting on your 2023 goals. We gotta make sure we do that before we move on to setting goals. So don't skip it. It's gonna definitely call you out and make you feel some type of way, but it's okay because we can try to do better for the future. So yeah, I think that is all. Stay tuned for the next video in this little series where we're gonna do a new mood board and talk about goals for 2024. So I'm super excited about that. And yeah, let me know in the comments your favorite thing about 2023, what you learned, anything like that, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.